The Denver housing market right now is insane. We are seeing everything on the market go within the first couple of days. Over asking price, appraisal gaps, inspection contingencies, a bunch of stuff like that. So the big question everyone's asking is, are Denver home prices overvalued? Let's check it out. What's up guys, Lewi Gault here. Welcome to the channel as always. If you haven't been here before, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, do all that jazz. I drop weekly videos on the Denver housing market and tips and tricks for sellers, buyers and investors. Today we are looking at an article in the Westword magazine that came up recently. If you're not familiar with Westword, it's a magazine here in Denver that solicits a lot of dispensaries and ladies of the night and that kind of thing. It used to be a big music magazine, but times have changed. So if you're using that as your point of reference for a lot of information about the housing market, you might want to think again and look at something else. Nonetheless, they cited a report from CoreLogic, who are based in California, about 10 major cities across the US who are going to see a rapid decline in numbers because the prices are overvalued. Now, in other cities and states, that might be something that is going to actually happen, but in Denver, we're really seeing some different numbers here if you dig down into things. Now, the link to the Westword article is going to be below in the description, and the CoreLogic report as well, so you can check them out. Now, based purely off the Westword article and the report in there, people might start freaking out, thinking about back to 2008 when we had the housing crash and everything that happened then. The biggest difference to note here, and it makes a huge difference to the landscape of what's going on, is the supply and demand. And you've heard me talk about that before. Supply and demand is everything. It's simple math. You can dig in, look at all the stats, all the charts, everything like that. But when you look into supply and demand, that gives you a true picture of what's happening in a housing market. Now, in 2008 at the crash, we had 10 months of supply of inventory in Denver. Now, what does that mean? That means if, say, no one else from today onwards listed a home, so no other homes came on the market, we would still have 10 months worth of homes for buyers to buy and buy and buy and buy and buy. So 10 months, that would take us all the way through. Now, right now in Denver, we have 1 month. 1 month of inventory right now on the market. So that tells you the supply and demand is crazy. The last 6 houses that I've listed in the last maybe 6 weeks or so have all gone over asking with appraisal caps, which means if the house is valued lower, the buyer makes up for that difference, and with inspections limited to only health and safety. So the demand right now is so high for houses that buyers are really going at it hammer and tong when it comes to offers on houses. Now, this is tough for first-time home buyers right now, especially in the kind of high 3s to mid 5s. It's a kind of tough price point to get in because that's where the majority of buyers are going. That's what the median home value is here in Denver. So it is tough, but nonetheless, it means that it's a huge seller's market, and it also means that our housing market is very, very strong right now. So to put that into perspective, right now in Denver, we have about 6,000 homes on the market. Okay, and that might seem like a big number, but 6,000 homes. To even out the market, to make it an even playing field between buyers and sellers, you would need 6 months of inventory. That constitutes a kind of even more a buyer's market. So we'd need 6 months of inventory. That would need to be 50,000 homes on the market. So right now we have 6,000. We would need to get to 50,000 for that number to even up. So really, in summary, the big change from 2008 to now is the supply and demand. We had 10 months of inventory when the housing crash happened in 2008. Now we have 1 month of inventory in Denver. I'm talking about. I don't know where you are, what city or state you're in, maybe a different picture, but in Denver, this is what we have. We have 1 month of inventory, which is why housing prices are rising so drastically. Now, can things change? Of course they can, but it would take a huge shift in the market for that to happen to bring us up to a balance of a 6-month supply here in Denver. So really, what's the moral of the story here? There's a lot of numbers going around, there's a lot of this, a lot of that. My advice to you is to get your advice from someone you know, you like, and you trust. An actual person who is working in these fields day to day in the marketplace, watching what's going on all the time. There's a ton of people out there. You don't have to get this from me. There is a ton of people out there that you can follow. One person that I follow, and I'll put her Instagram in the description, is Megan Aller. She is a land title rep, and she is one of the most smartest people in Denver. She analyzes charts all the time, and I will put a link to check her out in here. She's phenomenal. So getting your information from sources like that instead of sources like Westword and different things like that online, who are maybe making headlines to make you want to click and do all that jazz, is not the best idea, especially when we're dealing with the housing market. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, investing in your future, stuff like that. Definitely reach out to someone that you trust and who knows what they're talking about. So there you have it. Are Denver home prices overvalued? In my opinion, no, not as of right now. We have 1 month of supply and the demand is so high. So we are good and set in Denver right now. Could that change? Yes. I will update every month with the market updates that you see on this channel, so stay tuned for those and I will keep you up to date with everything. As always, reach out if you need anything. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below and I will answer you right back. And for now, have a lovely rest of your day. I'll see you next week with another video on the Denver real estate market and sellers and buyers and investors, tips and tricks and all that jazz. Hit that like button, subscribe to the notification bell, all that jazz, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.